People who don't ever want to have kids, why?
I just have no desire. I don't hate kids, I love my nieces and nephews and have a great time being an influential part of their life. However, that means that I also see how difficult and stressful it is to raise kids. I understand that people really love it and it's worth it to them, but that's just not me.
I love my niece and nephew too, but after an entire day with them I really need some peace and quiet. If it's your own kids, you don't get that. So I imagine that but 24/7 and I don't understand how people do it.
Money. Or, I have 3 kids and no money. Why can't I have no kids and 3 money?
In psych class we learned about a study where they separated monkeys from their mothers at birth. The monkeys grew to be anxious and twitchy. When those monkeys had their own kids, the mothers didn't know how to care for them. I was raised horribly, so I don't know how to raise someone well. My parents had children even though their parents abused them. My grandparents' parents probably also abused them. I'm just cutting off the cycle.
You know how people often say, I'll do a better job than my parents ever did. Yeah, that doesn't always work out that way. My parents were absolutely horrible to us. My sibling said, I'll do a better job, she really thought she would. She didn't. She didn't finish her education, just like our parents didn't. She's completely overwhelmed with taking care of her children, just like our parents were. Her husband is trash, just like our father was. She has untreated mental issues, just like our mother had. Her children are unruly, constantly fight, have zero manners. She didn't do a better job. I did get help for my issues, and I can safely say that I will not be a better parent. The one thing I can do is take in teens as a foster parent, so I can help them with school, going to university and getting the proper help. Because if I can do it, so can they. Teens deserve help. I don't need to put children on this planet if there are plenty for me to help. I wish someone had helped me when I was a teenager.
Freedom. My husband and I would probably be pretty good parents and we're in a good spot financially, but we feel complete with each other. We have fun together and want to spend the rest of our lives without the responsibility and stress of kids.
Pretty much exactly the same for my wife and I. Life is good. Life is simple. Let's keep it that way.
Kids? In this economy? No, I'll just settle for my cat.
Cat? In this economy? No, I'll settle for my pet rock.
Because I believe that children deserve parents that will love them, always put them first, spend quality time with them and make sacrifices so that their children can have the best opportunities. But at the same time have the strength to set boundaries and discipline them in a healthy way so that they grow into good human beings. Also because I don't currently have a partner or much financial stability in my life at this stage, and I don't want to be a single parent or bring a child into the world if I'm not in a position to provide for them. And I don't trust myself to be unselfish enough to be everything that I believe a child deserves. I sometimes catch myself thinking that children might be nice, but until I'm sure of myself, financially stable and in a steady relationship, a child is unlikely to be in the picture. Edit. First, I'd like to thank everyone for all of their replies, awards and input. Both those who agreed and who disagreed. It's always nice to get a balanced perspective on things. So please try not to downvote people who disagree with my statement into oblivion. A lot can be learned and taken from opinions that differ from your own. Also, I'd like to clarify that when I said sacrifices, I don't mean drag me to the pyre and make me a martyr. Sacrifices, obviously take care of your own health and well-being first. But unless you are in a very cushy place in life, it is likely that, as a parent, you'll have to make the decision on whether or not to forsake something for your kids. Whether it's something as small as not being able to get those new clothes that you wanted because your child needs some new stuff for school, or something like giving up your dream job because it would mean uprooting your child at a crucial stage in their learning. All of those are sacrifices, and there are people out there who have ended up resenting their kids for less.
Greater than, and I don't trust myself to be unselfish enough to be everything that I believe a child deserves. Same.
As someone who wants to become an elementary school teacher, people are often shocked to find out I don't want children. But the reason is simple. They cost a lot of money, they take up a lot of free time and space, and I have terrible genes.
I'm actually considering becoming a teacher too, and I also don't want kids. I love science and I like to explain things about ecology or biology, so teaching is like a free captive audience. JK, I had a really pooty science teacher and a really poo school, and I want to offer something better to kids. My parents were kind of neglectful and I got bullied a lot, so I feel like I would be a teacher that could show them empathy they wouldn't normally get. I feel like I'm too poor to have my own, and I worry about not being a good parent and also losing my freedom. but kids that go away at the end of the day might not be so bad.
I don't want to give birth and go through all that. Adoption is a long process and a lot of money that I don't have. Kids are expensive.
I'm also scared of giving birth. I don't want kids anyway, but just hearing the stories of some women's birth experience freaks me out.
Lack of desire to become a parent or have kids. You know how some people want kids so bad, they suffer mentally and emotionally from not having them or knowing they can't have them? How people say they feel hormonal, wanting kids real bad, they can't control it? Their ovaries are exploding? Baby fever? Or any other colloquialism about wanting to have a baby real soon? Never had that. People kept telling me that as I'd grow older, would reach my 30s, find my soulmate, my friends start having children, etc., I would start to have that feeling. I went through all these milestones and I still don't have that desire for kids. And I don't think it's necessary to have kids if one does not have the desire for it.
A lot of people think they have to have kids and don't ever ask themselves whether they want them or not.
I noticed that too. To me, it falls in the apathy category of reasons people have children.
I'm lazy. I like my free time. I like money, well, the little I have. I like sleep. I've also just never had the instinct in me to want kids. I feel complete without them. Plus it's scary enough worrying about my own future, let alone the future of miniature humans I am responsible for bringing into the world. Rather give it a miss.
This is exactly it for me. I take care of what needs to be done. I have a good job. I have great people in my life. But I'm selfish with my free time. I need time to myself and I'm not willing to sacrifice that for kids. I don't even dislike them. I have plenty of great kids in my life that I've watched grow up and I truly love and enjoy them. I just don't have any desire whatsoever to be the one responsible for taking care of them.
They're a massive financial and emotional responsibility.
Greater than emotional responsibility. Yeah, I'd make a horrible father. I don't see that changing in the next 20 years.
I have kids and never wanted kids. If you don't want kids, please don't have kids.
I don't know how to quote, but when you said, "If you don't want kids, please don't have kids," all I ever wanted was to be a mom, my whole life, and I finally had my daughter 2 years ago. It can be hard, and this was something I desperately wanted, for over 30 years. I love my kid more than anything in the entire world, and would die for her. But it's still effing hard. So if people aren't sure, or are on the fence, just don't.
I want to do what I want, when I want.
Yeah, kids are the opposite of that.
I was parentified as child to my 4 younger siblings. When I see a child now, I act nice but cannot wait to get away from it. A child crying, screaming immediately puts me in an angry, foul mood for the rest of the day. I had my share of caring for kids, and have next to nothing positive come out of it.
Yeah, I'm with this. My 2 younger half-brothers are 10 and 13 years younger than me, and I have a sister 3 years older. My sister and I basically raised my little brothers because our mum was working a lot of nights and weekends and their father was always playing video games while we fed them and bathed them and all that stuff. As an added bonus, one of my brothers had type 1 diabetes from the age of 3, so we would regularly look after his blood sugar levels and give him insulin injections. We were still teenagers at the time too. Now I have no interest in having kids because I already know all the work involved and I've done it before, and my partner isn't interested in kids either. We would rather save our money and travel the world.
I will let you know after my 10-hour nap when I get to the pub.
As a parent of 2 young kids, this is the answer. Not necessarily pub, but just basically being able to do whatever the F whenever the F is glorious. I absolutely love my kids and they enrich my life in a lot of ways, but you sacrifice a lot. For some people, the trade-off is worth it, for others, it's not. All respect in the world to people who understand themselves well enough to know that it's a sacrifice they don't want to make. It's okay to just enjoy your life.
Wholesome answer.
Can't even take care of myself.
Same. Lethal combo of mental health disorders, anxiety and depression, with chronic physical disorders, psoriatic arthritis. I can barely take care of myself and there's no way I could keep up with a toddler. Also, I really believe that every child deserves to get the best parental care possible. And if I can't provide that, I don't think I should have a child. However, I heap tons of love and care on my nibblings.
I don't even know if I will have a future myself. It feels selfish to bring a child into this world at this current state.
I personally don't want to put my body through the trauma of growing and birthing a child. Children, I can barely emotionally handle myself a lot of the time and don't want to risk passing on any of my mental illnesses to someone who didn't ask to be born, and they're overall a huge financial burden, and with the pandemic having destroyed my personal finances, I will never be in a financial position to feel comfortable raising a child.
I find them very annoying.
All of the parents I know keep asking, when are you having kids? It's so great. Yeah. You look like you're having a blast at life with those giant bags under your eyes, like you're barely clinging to your sanity as your kid screeches in the background.
I value my mental health.
I hate the sound of kids screaming and crying. Like, it doesn't scare me, it's annoying.
Money and I'd make a pooty father.
My life is complete without children. Plus, I'd rather just stick to cats.
Phew, so many reasons. 1. I like my life how it is right now. Sleeping in, taking spontaneous trips, spending my money on myself. Having a kid means your entire life changes, and I don't want my life to change. 2. I don't want the responsibility. See number 1. 3. I think that global warming and other factors mean the world won't be nice for too much longer. I don't want to force someone to live through that. 4. I don't like children for extended periods of time. I like kids and find them sweet and funny, but they are exhausting over long periods. 5. This is petty, but as a woman, I don't want the body changes that come with having a baby.
Imagine how much money I can save.
About 3 money.
The question should be, people who want to have kids, why?
I like having time, money, and freedom. Edit. Thank you for the silver, kind stranger. Edit 2. Wow. Thank you to everyone who awarded this comment. Child-free. True child-free.
Have you seen the world out there? I mean, several generations have already looked at serious looming problems and said, but the children are our future. They'll fix it. Within my lifetime, I've seen climate change go from global warming and very mild changes to once-in-a-century environmental events happening every year. The boomers kept saying that one day the younger generations will be in charge and they'd deal with it then, but even now the boomers are a massive proportion of the voting population, with it only being 3 years since millennials have outnumbered them. It's time to stop making more people until we can fix the problems we're causing.
Greater than have you seen the world out there? I mean, several generations have already looked at serious looming problems and said, but the children are our future. They'll fix it. And then when the children, like Greta Thunberg, start saying, hey, we should fix this, those same previous generations mostly say, you don't know anything, you're a kid.
Look around. You want a kid growing up in this world.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.